All right, hello. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to JMC's Intro to Foster Care Live, where you will learn a little bit more about what we do, what we stand for, and the need for foster care and foster parents, and any questions you would like to have answered. Um, so now, we're just going to jump straight into it. If you're watching this later on when it's just a post, we appreciate you joining in. If you're going to join in later, we appreciate you as well. So we're just going to just dive right into it. So who are we? JMC is an organization. We're JMC, James Matthew Commission. We're an organization that focuses on supporting children primarily within the foster care system. We believe that children will experience an authentic, reliable, and supportive community. We believe there are no bad kids. There are only kids put in bad situations. We strive to make fostering children become the norm and the talk of your community. We serve foster care and community in many ways, but our main goal is to find more people who are willing and able to become foster parents. Like I said, we appreciate everybody who joins in. So there's a huge problem within the foster care system. There's 3 of them, but they all kind of wrap around and end up being the same problem. So these 3 major problems are there's a huge amount of children being being taken from their homes and being placed into the foster care system. That's the first problem. The second problem ties in with the first problem. When those kids are taken out of, once these kids are put into the foster care system, that means that they're being taken out of their villages and out of their places of normalcy, in their communities, and being placed in another community that they're unfamiliar with. So that's number 2. Number 3, there's a very limited amount of safe and stable and trusted adults within those communities that are willing to take these kids into their homes. So we believe that we are a village for children in need. You're probably wondering what that may mean, which means we find trusted adults who will provide a safe and stable home. We assure that children have their mental, emotional, and developmental needs met. We continuously engage with caregivers as they care for our children. We make connections in our community to those who share our values and passions. And we will help you find your role in our village so, you can make a positive impact on children in your community, the ones in need. So now we can move to the next section. These are a couple quick steps to become a foster parent. A lot of people think that it's a lot harder than it really is, when it's really not that very hard. It's not hard. It's fairly simple, at the end of the day. One, get in contact with us through our many different platforms, Facebook, Instagram, our website, phone, email, or in person. Anything works. Number 2, you'll be directed to myself to answer any quick questions you may have. Figure out how you want to approach the process, and from that point forward, hopefully get you to come out for an orientation to learn more about becoming a foster parent in the process. Then number 3, after that, you need to fill out a background check and also a pre-application form, and then we can start the licensing process to getting you to become a foster parent. So like I said, these steps are pretty straightforward. They're not hard. You know what I mean? It may take a little bit of time. With a little bit of pushing, we can get through the process faster than we would expect. So now we're going to move on to a little bit of Q&A. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to stop me at any time to type a question in the comment section. Until then, I will be rambling off some frequently asked questions. Just in case people don't have any questions to ask, or maybe forgot their questions. Hopefully this will be some insight on typical questions that people ask when dealing with foster care. So 1, do foster parents get paid? Yes, they do get paid. but it's not an independent income source for you. Which means you have to have some other type of income source outside of just being a foster parent. You won't be able to solely rely on that. You know, the money you get from foster care is just really just extra money to support the child. Um, all right, so another one, can you make requests on what type of child is placed with you? So yes, you can, and we're never going to push anything on you that you don't want or that you can't handle, and your voice and opinion definitely matters with us. Um, and we will try as hard as we can to provide you what you're looking for. And honestly, we just push as long as it fits into your family dynamic, then, we're game for it. But we also have to do what's best for the children as well. So we have to keep that in mind. Another one, how long does the licensing process take? We say 75 days is, the rough timeline that we want to fit it into, but it's really up to how motivated you are. So, if you're very motivated and you want to get through it, we get through it quick. Get the paperwork done, and then just fly through the licensing process. There's certain trainings and things like that that aren't very much. We can get those in. We can get moving forward. So, do you have to deal with the biological parents? It really just depends on the situation and the child that you are fostering. But we have to reiterate, in foster care, the number one goal is to unify these kids back with their families. So however comfortable you are with the biological family can really dictate how much interaction you may have with them. But at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for the child. So if that child needs to, if they have a decent relationship with their bio family and they want to see them and that is in their plan and that really helps them, then, we're going to push for that. Can a single parent foster? So yes, you don't have to be married, dating, or nothing like that. Is there an age limit? You have to be age 21 or older. What do I need to become a foster parent? All you need to be able to do is provide a safe and stable home and have a positive attitude. Can I foster if I have other children in the house? Kind of like I talked about earlier, it really just depends on the family dynamic. As long as you're comfortable with having, this child in the house with your other children and the foster child feels comfortable with the family dynamic, then, we can definitely make that work out. What's the biggest issue for the foster care system? We talked about a little bit earlier. The biggest problem is the unreal amount of children in the foster care system. And, the tiny amount of adults who are willing to bring these kids in. How long are children in foster care? Children can be in foster care from, the time they're born until they're 18 years of age, and even in some instances, a little bit after 18 as well. But that ends up being their own choice. Do these kids have insurance? Yes, the kids will come with their own state medical insurance, which will cover medical, dental, and pharmaceutical needs. How do I get started? You can start by getting in contact with myself or anyone else on our team through our JMC website, social media pages, as well as our emails and phone numbers. Then we can get you started on coming in for an orientation. All right, so that's it for Q&A. If anybody has any questions, we type them in, even if it's after the live is over or whatever the case may be. If you're watching it later, you can always type in the comment section. We'll always come back through and answer your questions and reach out to you. So for wrap up, we really appreciate everyone who's tuned into our live and hope that you are all a little more familiar with foster care and the problem that it presents in our community. If anything that we spoke about aligns with your own values, we would love to connect with you and get you involved. You can contact us by email at fosters@jmckids.com. Or you can reach out to myself, my personal email, ddorsey@jmckids.com. And you can also reach out via the website, or if you want to see any more further information about who we are, what we do, who we support, you can go to www.jmckids.com. You can also reach me at my work phone, 253-229-2521. And yes, so we appreciate everybody who's joined in. Like I said earlier, if you do have any questions, please feel free to type them in the comment section or reach out to me via email, reach out to the Foster's email, or you can go on our website and check out a little bit about what we do. So we appreciate everybody joining in. And I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed night.